excited you are, Sally. It's awesome. So let's start on our backs and try to have your strap handy. Otherwise, I'll show you how to do some movements with out the strap. But we're first going to center ourselves. So let's go on our backs on our mat. And if at any time you cannot hear me, make sure you unmute and let me know so that I can make sure I'm always being heard clearly for you guys. Okay, so let's lie on our mats. Wherever you're practicing, you both have beautiful spaces to practice in, which is a key to a longevity in a yoga practice. And the discipline of yoga comes from what's known as tapas, T-A-P-A-S. And tapas gives us that inner ability to practice. Most of the time, it's difficult to find time to actually be on a mat or on the floor to have a long practice, time-wise. But a practice isn't just on your mat, it's also how you take it out into the world. How are you treating other people? Are you treating them with non-harming thoughts? Are you treating yourself with non-harming thoughts? And that's known as ahimsa. So as you inhale into your navel center, place your palms down, middle fingers touch over the belly button. And the rest of the fingers spread wide. And just slow down any thoughts. Allow the body to become restful on the earth. Giving yourself that permission to be present in the here and now. So as you inhale and expand into your navel, you feel the fullness of the breath behind the palms, like a balloon filling up. And then as you exhale, feel yourself releasing the breath as you pull the navel towards the spine. Once you find that you're calmed down, allow the arms to rest onto the floor, the earth. Palms are up now. So releasing them from the navel center. We're going to check in with ourselves. So allow the eyes to become heavy. And just notice how the body feels. Notice how the right hip feels in comparison to the left, and the left hip feels in comparison to the right. Notice how the right shoulder feels in comparison to the left shoulder, and the left shoulder in comparison to the right. Notice the back of the palms, if the palms are open to receive, or if the palms are down, notice the front of the palms. And just notice the right hand in comparison to the left, and the left in comparison to the right. Notice the back of the head and what's touching the earth. And notice the back of the heels of the feet. The right to the left and the left to the right. Giving yourself permission to take a deep breath in. And when you exhale, let out a deep sigh, like almost like a sigh of relief. And notice when you do that, the body becomes heavy. You're releasing the joints towards the earth. And now give yourself a little shimmy and wiggle through the hips and maybe the shoulders, just gently, nothing too exaggerated, just to even out the body. Take a deep breath in and a complete breath out. Bring your palms together now into a prayer position known as Anjali Mudra. And mudras are energy seals of the hands where we connect the 5 elements of nature, fire, air, space, earth, and water, to create harmony or balance in the body, mind, and spirit. This is known as sattva, the harmony, the harmonious being that we have and are within us and around us. Press your thumbs into your breastbone, your sternum, and feel your sternum lift towards your thumbs. Fingertips are pointing up towards the chin, and let's create an intention for our practice today. This is known as a sankalpa. The intention, keep it simple. Is it a physical release that you want to get from your class? Is it emotional or psycho-emotional, something that you're clinging to in your mind? As I was saying earlier, being a participant in life and navigating the new roadways for me of how to do that after a pandemic can be quite challenging sometimes. How much of myself do I put out there? How little of myself? How can I keep this body healthy even though it's still injured? So there's lots of questions when you create this intention. And the intention can be just simple. What is your spiritual practice and how do you want to enhance it through the practice of movement of Hatha Yoga? And then repeat your intention 3 times. One for you, one for nature, and one for the universe. And let's dedicate our practice today to Rose. My student Lori, who you both know, her mother passed away. So let's dedicate our practice to her. May she rest in peace, and also to her daughters and their extended family. And then also I'd like to extend a deeper dedication to a friend of mine. Her name is Nancy May, and she is in hospice right now. And may we dedicate our loving kindness so that she may transition more peacefully. And as you inhale and exhale, repeat your dedication to yourself 3 times. Let's give ourselves that ability to enhance the participation in life aspect of our practice today. And then we'll say the words namaste, namaste, honoring ourselves and each other with loving kindness today. And then blink your eyes open. Let's go into like a good morning stretch. Stretch your arms overhead, palms face each other, zipper your legs together, and push your heels away, flexing your feet, your toes towards your face. Heels away, zipper the outer thighs to the inner thighs. Hug your navel and your outer rib cage in as if you have a corset, or you're contracting your outer ribs in towards your belly button, narrowing your waist. Take your right leg over your left leg and pinch your ankles together, binding your ankles together, and then push the feet away. Push the left heel away more strongly, and then just shimmy and wiggle the hips. This will release your hips. Excuse me. Release the top leg back to the floor, and let's take the left leg over the right this time, binding your ankles. Push your right heel away. Really feel this outer stretch on the right hip here, and then just shimmy and wiggle. Releasing the hips. Release the grip in the face. Release the legs back to center. Take your hands, bind your fingers, and turn your palms away and reach the arms overhead once again. And reach long. This time bringing the shoulders up towards the ears. Normally I always say don't wear extra earrings and keep your shoulders down. But in this situation, we'll reach the shoulders up towards the hands. Pull the arms straight. Zipper the legs together one last time, kicking the heels away. And then release the palms. We're going to take, if you have a yoga strap, so if you have any questions. Okay. And I'll show you without your strap too. So if you don't have something like this, we're going to hug our right knee into our chest and bring the right leg up, taking the strap over the ball mounds of the toes. So not the arch of the foot, but the actual ball mounds. And the reason for that in traditional yoga is because your right hand is going to pull the pinky toe down towards the outer kneecap. So you can feel the whole outer shin and calf working. If you don't have a strap, that you're comfortable using. You could bind your fingertips behind your thigh or up behind your calf, and you can use your hand as a strap, your arms. So I'll do with my arms right now. So we're going to roll the pinky toe down to the outer kneecap. We're going to flex the toes strongly towards the face, lifting the heel up towards the sky. Spread the pinky toe away from the big toe. Feel your outer hip release down towards the earth. And pause. Let go of any holding on. Release the thoughts of what wasn't happening, and let's just be with our breath. As we inhale and expand into the navel, and exhale, release the navel. We're going to open the right leg out to the right. So if you don't have a strap, you're going to use your arm and your elbow as a kickstand. I'm going to have my hand behind my outer knee, and I'm going to bring my elbow down to the ground on the right side. I'll show you on the left. So it's like a kickstand. So if you don't have the strap, that's fine. If you have the strap, you're going to hold the strap in your right hand, and you're going to reach up high with the right hand and reach the leg out to the side. Again, keep the pinky toe rolling towards the outer kneecap. Take your left hand and can go out into a T, palm down, or variation 2 is put it on your thigh and push the thigh down of the left leg. Extend through the right inner thigh. This helps with releasing the hips, but it also helps to readjust the pelvis and the pelvic floor. So engage Mula Bandha here. That's the root lock. Lifting the perineum muscle up and in, as if you had a pee in your pants and you have to hold it in. That's your perineum muscle. Lift that up and in. Inhale back to center with the right leg, whether you're holding onto the strap or behind the leg. And we're going to just take the leg over to the left, crossing the midline. The midline is the belly button. I'm not going to go in the full twist here. I'm just going to bring the right leg over to the left while keeping the back of the hips still on the earth. Push your right hip back. So you're pushing your right hip back towards your hamstring. And you can do this with your hand, your right hand, pushing in and away, or just activate the muscle. Let's rotate the right foot now. Rotate it clockwise 3 times, and then counterclockwise. Come back to center with the right leg. Bend the foot into half pigeon pose or figure 4, taking the right foot over the left thigh. Reach through, thread your hands through, grab behind the thigh of the left leg. If you can't reach the thigh, use your strap behind the thigh and pull the thigh towards the face. Variation 2 is to clasp your hands over your shin. This releases the low back a little bit more deeply. Variation 3 is to lift the head up and tuck the chin in and hollow out the navel on your exhalation. Releasing the low back that much more deeply. Release the head back down to center. Release the feet. Let's switch sides. Inhale the left knee into the chest. Push the shin down. Pause. Excuse me. Inhale the left leg up to the sky. Take your hands behind the thigh or your strap over your foot. Roll your pinky toe down towards the outer kneecap. Flex all 5 toes down towards the knee and lift the center of the front of the heel up in the flexed foot position. Inhale and exhale, hollow out your navel on the exhalation and bring your rib cage towards the earth. So it's not jutting out. We're going to go out to the left, either using your hand to your outer knee as a kickstand with the elbow onto the floor. Extend through the inner ankle of the foot. Roll that pinky toe towards the outer kneecap, or use your strap around your foot. Right arm out to the side, forming a T, palm down, or bring your hand on your thigh and push the thigh down. And really zipper the inner groins together, contract the left buttocks in, contract the left buttocks in. Try to lengthen the bottom leg, which is your right leg. Try to lengthen it, elongate it on the earth. Feel the breath, feel the body, feel the mind here. Are you gripping or trying too hard? Try to find that softness within the action. Sthira Sukha Asanam, steadiness and ease through asana practice. Kneel back up to center with the left leg. Cross the midline, which is the belly button, bringing it over to the right. Use your hands, either holding the strap over the foot or use your right hand to the outer shin, right hand to outer shin, and do this push and pull effect where you're pushing the shin into the hand and you're pulling the hand into the shin. It's almost like the action of what happens with the strap. And then rotate your left foot 3 times clockwise and then 3 times counterclockwise. Good. Come back to center with the foot. Go into your figure 4, half pigeon. Thread your hands through, finding behind the hamstring, or your strap is there and you're pulling it forward. And soften through your outer hips. Inhale fully to the count of 4. And exhale fully to the count of 4. Stay there, variation 2, hands crossed over the shins. Or variation 3, lift the shoulders and the head up, tuck the chin, and hollow out the navel. Release the legs, pause, exhaling. Roll on over to your side and push yourself up to a seated position. Beautiful. Okay. I'm going to sit on a blanket. We're going to do Kapalabhati pranayama. Kapalabhati is a kriya, it's a cleansing pranayama. It's stimulating, but it also helps clear out the lungs, any congestion in the lungs. And it clears the mind and it prepares you for your day. So Kapalabhati is this vacuuming, pumping action of the belly on the exhalation. It's a very passive inhalation. So thumbs up. I know Mary Ellen knows Kapalabhati. Sally, have you practiced Kapalabhati? Thumbs up or down? Down? Okay. So it's a passive inhalation where passive, what I mean is it's not aggressive. I'm not going through the nose. I'm inhaling gently through the nose. And then on my exhalation, I'm pumping the belly button towards the spine. So when I first started, I would take my hand on my belly button, my navel center, and I would push it back on the exhalation. So it would look like this. Inhale. Notice I'm not moving my whole body. It's literally just from the rib cage. So when I said earlier to hug the ribs in as if you're narrowing out your waist, that's what you want to feel when you narrow and pump. Okay, does that make sense? Thumbs up. Okay, so we're going to do 3 rounds of 10. So what I mean by that, 10 exhalations. And hopefully you can hear through the microphone, but it was like very passive and short, my inhalation. I'm really not focusing on any of the in-breath. It's all the out-breath, okay? So let's try it. Take your hand over your navel center. Find your seat. Passive inhalation, and we'll begin. Inhale. Exhale, begin. Take a full breath in and a complete breath out. Now our second round, we'll do a second of 10. Inhale, passive exhalation 10 times. Ready? Let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take a full breath in and a complete breath out. The last round, you're going to do at your own pace. I'm going to do 20 if you want to join me. Otherwise, stick with the 10. And at the 10th exhalation, then you'll allow a full breath in, natural rhythm, breathing. Put your palms down over your knees so that I know that you're done. Take a full breath in and a complete breath out. After the next inhalation, you'll begin. Inhaling, begin. Allow the breath to come back to its natural rhythm. This time we're going to take a full breath in. We're going to blow out all the air through our mouth, and keeping the breath out, I'm going to pump my belly. Without breathing, I'm going to either pump it 5 times or 10, depending on where you're at. It'll look like this. Inhale, blow it all out. And then allow the breath to come back to its natural rhythm. We'll try that one more time. Use your hands on your knees or your thighs to pull the body back, almost like a dog tilt. Hollow the navel, pull it back with all the breath out, and then pump the belly. Okay, ready? Inhaling. Blow it out. Pump the belly. Beautiful. Let the breath come back to its natural rhythm. That's known as Agni Sara. It's really good for your metabolism, for helping you to churn up your Agni, your digestive fire of information. Knowledge is also how to process your food. Prepare you for the day. Inhale the arms overhead. Take your thumbs, cross them, bind them together. Binding to me is always where we connect, right, and pull. Lift up, tuck your chin, exhale. You can engage Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, and Jaladhara Bandha, or just chin in. Exhale, palms down. One more time. This time, cross the opposite thumb in front. Inhale, take a full breath in. This time, reach the chest and the chin and the throat up. Arching the upper back gently. Exhaling down. Beautiful. Twist over to the right. You can go into a closed twist, or I'm going to stay open with my left hand on my knee. Take your hands behind your sit bones and lift the chest through. Exhale, bring the right arm up alongside the right ear and laterally bend over your left knee. Beautiful, Sally, Mary Ellen. So if you were to gaze down, your nose is above your knee. Inhale back up to center. Switch sides, rotating over to the left. Close twist, right hand to the outer left thigh. Otherwise, to your right knee. Inhale the left arm up alongside the left ear. Exhale, laterally bend over the right knee. Gaze can be up where you tuck your chin into your underarm, or gaze down. Extend through the fingertips. I remember years and years ago, Mary Ellen, you telling me the fingers are this extension. Let's keep them active. It's an extension of our spine. Reach your left outer hip down. And breathe. Breathe, inhaling to the count of 4. And exhaling to the count of 4. Inhale, come back up to center. And notice if it's challenging to breathe in a lateral bend, and just ask yourself why. What part of your body is inhibiting this full range of breathing? Let's come on to all 4s. Let's go into our cat dog tilt. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. Keep that core set. Keep the ribs hugging in, narrowing out the waist, lifting up through the pit of the belly. Inhale, lift the tailbone up, bring the chest down between the arms. Arms are still straight and long. Exhale, round. Push through the center of the palm of the hand. Move at your own pace now, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale as you go into dog tilt. Do you feel your hands exhaling as you rounding through the upper back? If you don't feel your hands, gently drag your thumb towards your pointer finger. Not all the way, it's isometric. Gently pulling the thumb towards the pointer finger. One more time, inhaling, opening. Exhale, rounding. Walk your hands, one palm print forward. Inhale, tuck the toes under, lift the hips, and go into down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Let's walk the dog. Inhale, bend the right knee in, but don't drop the hips. Keep them lifted. Exhale, bend the left knee in. Inhale with the left knee bent. And exhale, right knee bent. Inhale, lift on the tiptoes. Lift as high as you can go and feel your inner thighs move in and back. Inner thighs in and back, outer hips hug in. Exhale, try to bring the heels down as far down as they can go. It's okay if they don't touch the earth. Pin the upper arm bones in. Exhale, come back onto all 4s, tabletop. Turn your turn your left ribs. We're going to stretch our wrists. Turn your fingertips facing your knees. Right and left hand. Tuck your toes under. Try to have your knees underneath your hips, and just gently, if you're able to, only with your range of motion, just gently rock back and forth. The anchor points are the space between the thumb and forefinger, right here between the thumb and forefinger. And what I meant by isometrically pulling the thumb towards the pointer finger, just to get that action, this is known as Hasta Bandha, your hand lock. Just feel that lift through the bottom of the palm when you gently activate the thumb towards the pointer finger. And then just rock back and forth slowly if you're able to. Now we're gonna bring our feet flat, turn our hands back to forward, back to center. Keeping the feet flat, we're gonna go into down dog. Walk your hands one palm print forward. Lift up on the flat feet into your dog. Even if it's just this, you just get the knees up to here, that's fine. We want to wake up the body. Inhale and exhale here, maybe rolling on your toes, on the knuckles of your toes, and then come back down to center. Going back up into down dog, this time flatten your feet. Look forward, trying to keep your hands down as long as you can. Walk your feet to greet your hands. Once your hands start lifting, go onto your fingertips, and then bring your hands onto your outer hips, point the elbows up. Inhale, push through your feet, come to standing. Reach the arms overhead. Look up towards the sky. Bring the palms together and arch the upper back. Inhale back up to center. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Tuck your chin in. Inhale, half forward fold, bring your hands on your shin and extend the chest forward and long. Keep the shoulders moving towards the hips. Push down through your feet. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest halfway up and step the right foot all the way back into a high lunge. Bend the knee to the ground and then lift the knee up with your breath. Exhale, knee to the ground. Inhale, straighten the knee. What's going on in your abdomen? Lift through the pit of the belly. Exhale, knee down. Inhale, straighten the knee. On the next inhalation, bring the leg up towards the sky and turn the hip open. Almost like a standing split, but we're turning the right hip open, almost stacking it above the left. Pin the left hip in. Exhale, bring the foot back towards the front of your mat, next to your left. Extend the chest forward, hands on shins. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands to your hips, point the elbows up, push to come to standing, reach the arms overhead. Gentle back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to go into the lunge on the other side. Inhale, take your left leg back. Have your belly button facing forward towards the front of your right knee. Belly button faces as if it's lengthening, pulling forward towards the front of your knee. Keep it activated. Exhale, bend the knee to the earth. Inhale, straighten the leg. Good, nice job, ladies. Exhale, bend the knee, maybe even just let it hover. Don't let it completely touch the ground. This way you have to really activate the abs. Inhale, straighten the knee. One more time. Exhale, the knee to the earth or hovering. Straighten the knee. Now we're going to bring that leg up almost into a standing split or a half moon combo. And then I'm going to turn open the left hip. Turn open. So I'm stacking it above my bottom hip. The gaze is down. Pin your right outer hip in and extend the lifted leg. Super long. You can point the toes or flex. Inhale, square off your hips. Bring the left leg back down to the ground. Bring your hands on your shins. One more time, extending forward. Half forward fold. And now complete forward fold. Bring your hands on your hips. Push to come to standing. Reach your arms overhead. Put your hands together, look up. Go into a gentle back bend, standing back bend. Inhale back up to center, release the palms down. Let's go into triangle pose, Trikonasana on the right side. I'm going to step my left foot back about 4.5 feet. Right foot is facing forward. Right heel, the front heel, is in alignment with your back arch. What I mean by that, you stay wide, but if I was to step back, I'm forming the letter T with my feet. So when my foot comes forward, my hips are in a proper alignment. Feet are as wide as your wrist. You want to work there. And this is a balance pose. So we need to use our inner thighs. You need to activate the left gluteus muscle and the right. Gently feeling the right and left glute in. Extend the arms long into a T. And I'm going to show you by using my railing, so you have modifications. You could have a table or whatever, if you are not able to get down to the ground. Inhale, expand the arms long. Exhale, pivot. Watch my front hip. This is my front hip. I'm going to pivot it to my left, almost like hula hooping, right? Redo this movement. I'm going to pivot it to my left, hug my buttocks in. Really important that you pin this outer hip in. And then I'm going to reach. I'm going to put my fingertips on the railing and push down. But if you don't have a table and you don't need the table, then you'll bring your hand to your shin and lift the arm up towards the sky. Notice how my arms are forming this triangle. I have this baby triangle here. This is known as the feminine triangle. And I have the masculine between my legs. And then my full body forms a triangle known as Maha Trikonasana. Keep the gaze looking forward, looking down at your big toe, or pivot the chin up, pinning it into the underarm. And I say pin it in because if you just rotate your head up, it just hangs there. You need to keep action. To come out of Trikonasana, lift up through the top upper arm and release the arms down. Turn the right foot in, turn the left heel out. So now you're in this position with that alignment at the beginning that you don't have to step to figure out where you're going. It's kind of nice. So if your feet are in the proper alignment at the beginning, you lift your toes up, turn the right foot in, swivel on your back toes, 90 degrees on the left side. Swivel the front hip to the back, pin this right hip in, anchor down through the back outer heel. Inhale, arms into a T. Exhale, reach, but keep this pinned in. So even though I'm reaching, I'm not popping that hip out. That's bad for your low back. Keep it hugging in. Extend. When you can't extend anymore, hand on the shin or on the thigh. Extend the right arm up. Notice my arms are stacked. Don't have one arm back. Try to have them stacked. Look down at your left big toe. Look forward. Or rotate the chin up and pin it in. Wherever you're at, keep the neck active. Keep the tongue soft. Eyes soft. Look inward. Can you inhale to the count of 4 here with ease? And can you exhale to the count of 4? To come out of the pose, reach up through the top arm, bring the arms down, bring the feet forward. We're going to go into wide leg forward fold, and this is a balancing pose for standing poses. This is a complementary. I'm losing the thought of that word, where you balance it out. Anyway, I'm going to take my hands behind my back, and I'm going to bind them into what's called Yoga Mudra. This is just to help elongate the chest. I pull my wrists down and towards each other. So the rib cage is coming forward, chest is open. So when I'm ready to fold forward, you could release your hands if you think you're going to fall on your face. Otherwise, keep the bind and exhale, forward fold. If you cannot get your head to the floor, this is where you stack your blocks and place them in front of you. So you have something to rest, either the crown of the head, that fontanel, the soft spot, or the widow's peak. Arms can be in Yoga Mudra, reaching behind you, head to the floor. If you're not comfortable with your hands bound, hands can be underneath your shoulders, bend the elbows, bring the head to the blocks or block. And we're going to hang out here for a little bit. So Prasarita Padottanasana, wide leg forward fold, is good after standing poses. It's also good and it protects the low back because there's width between the legs. So it's really good for like sciatic. Beautiful, Mary Ellen. Keep extending through the wrist, Mary Ellen. Rotate the upper arm. Yes. Feel your scapula, your shoulders moving towards your hips. Oh my God, Mary Ellen, it's beautiful. And then Sally, feel your outer feet, the outside of your feet on the pinky side of the foot anchoring down. Toes are turned in, heels out. Inner thighs, just like down dog. Inner thighs are moving in and back. To come out of this pose, release your hands to the earth if they're bound, and then place your hands underneath your shoulders. We're going to go into a twist. So my hands are under my shoulders. I'm reaching my chest forward. My legs are stacked from the ankle to the outer knee to the hip. Inner thighs in and back, outer hips forward. Inhale, take your left hand underneath your chin or on a block, under the chin, and let's follow our hand. Look at your right hand, rotate all the way up towards the sky. Even if you make it out to the side, that's good enough. You want to rotate. Let the left hip follow the twist. Don't keep your hips squared here. It's really bad for sacrum health. I learned that the hard way. Try to work on getting the arms stacked. Really feel your outer feet moving down. Exhale, threading through the needle. Bring the hand to the left foot, the right hand, and then bring the left arm all the way up to the sky. Exhale back to center. We're switching sides. Take your right hand underneath your chin, either on a block or the floor. Inhale, extend, follow with your eyes. Extend the left arm out to the side. Let the hip follow the twist. Trying to stack the arms. Reaching the chest forward, reaching the crown of the head forward versus on an angle. Feel the outer feet, lift all 10 toes, anchor down through the mound of the big toe. Space between the fourth and fifth toe, front center of the heel. Threading the needle, exhale, follow with your eyes. Come between the arms, reach the left hand, so you're making an X with your arms, all the way over towards your right foot. If you have shoulder issues, you might want to stay here with your hand on the block or the floor, your right hand. If you don't need that kind of stretch, but notice it, it's a beautiful stretch in the outer shoulder joint. If you want to open up into a twist again, open into the twist. This time I'm more on an angle, my chest is going towards my right big toe. And then exhale, come to center. Let's come out of this pose. Inhale, hands on hips, elbows up, push through the feet, come to standing. A gentle little arch at the very top, upper back. Maybe take your thumbs, lift your rib cage and the back of your body. And exhale back to center. Swivel the toes and heels in to come back to standing. Beautiful. Got a little buggy trying to bite my arm. Reach the arms overhead. We're going to come down to the mat. So come into the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Try to sit back. Go on to your tiptoes into a squat. Lifting the heels up. We're going to try to with control without flopping. Open the knees. Oh, I'm going to plop. I feel it. Oh. Flop down. Let's go into our forward bend seated. Let me look at the time for everyone. Let's do a wide leg forward fold. So sitting sideways on your mat. Come on, come lay down, Save. Come on, your butt's in the way. Lay down. Ugh. Let me let my dog in. Come on. Otherwise, she was just going to keep sticking her butt in the camera. Okay, so I'm sitting wide leg forward fold. Your width of your legs is dependent on whatever you need, okay, not what I need today. Today I feel pretty good being wide, so I'm going to be wide. You want to have your feet set up the same way so that they mirror each other, because this is called a symmetrical pose, meaning the right mirrors the left and the left mirrors the right. So honor the weaker side and it will help you get into the pose. Toes point up, knees point up. Take your hands, we're going to roll the flesh away. Take your hands to the inside and the outside of your bum and your thighs and move that flesh away so that you feel the action of the inner thigh moving in and anchoring down. This part of my skin is anchoring down. Do that on both sides. Now you should feel your sit bones and you should feel the pelvic fold right here moving forward versus back. If you're rounding back like this, bend the knees a little bit, okay? Otherwise, inhale, reach the arms overhead. Bind your hands, turn the palms up. This time, reach the shoulders up towards the ears. Reach the outer hips down. I know it's hard. Push away through the heels of the feet, through the bottom of the foot, flex the toes. Exhale, rotate towards the left, release the arms down, framing your left leg. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, keeping the chest lifted, collarbones lift. I'm going to reach into a forward bend, but notice I'm not rounding. I want my collarbones to reach towards my toes. Take your palms down and drag them towards you. Isometrically pulling the body forward. Pin the elbows in and down. Exhale, keeping the chest lifted in this position. All I'm doing is rotating the torso forward. Going over towards the right now. And notice I'm going to push my hands and pull the chest forward. I'm extending long through the opposite leg to keep myself anchored. Now I want to come up with those bound hands because we're moving opposite. I'm going to take my hands forward, turn the palms, reaching towards the toes, lift the torso up. Come back to center. Release the arms down. Bring the knees together. Let's balance in boat pose. Take your hands underneath your bum, move the flesh back. Take the block between the feet. You're going to see if you can maintain the action of hugging into the block, either with the feet flat, or if you have to turn your feet open, knees will come open. You're going to pick, okay? I'm trying with my feet flat. I want to keep my thighs moving towards my chest. Variation 1, hold underneath your knees, lift the feet off the ground, push into the block. Even if you push with the bottom of your feet into the box, different muscles. Okay, variation 2, extend the feet away. Nice, good job, ladies. Are you able to release the arms, facing and reaching towards the feet, thighs towards the chest? And then release the feet. Beautiful. Let's go into camel pose. And then we will do our wind down. So camel pose Ustrasana, it talks about releasing this emotional burden that we carry and allowing to roll off our shoulders. So think of that hump and where it stores its food. A lot of emotions can be stored in our chest, and we're normally like this when we protect ourselves. So what we want to do is we want to actually open our bodies up. So come onto your knees, tuck your toes under, place your blocks to the outside of your feet on the high edge. Inhale, feel the thighs moving forward. So you want to maintain or try to maintain the thighs over the knees. But to originally first get there, we're going to take our left hand, fingertips face back on the left block. So I'm turning towards the left a little bit. I'm going to lean back so my thighs go back towards my butt. Reach the right arm up towards the sky and extend it alongside the ear. Once I do that, I'm going to roll my chest up towards the sky and bring my thighs over my knees. This is half Ustrasana. And then exhale back to center. Go to the other side. Right hand on the right block. Rotate the chest a little bit towards the right. Lift the left arm up alongside the left ear. Sit back a little bit with your butt. Extend, rotate the chest forward. Bring the thighs over the knees. You're going to stay with this variation. Otherwise, if you're comfortable, you're going to open the chest, bring your hands to your hips, push your thighs over your knees, reach for one block, fingertips back, and then the other. If you're comfortable here, you're going to lower the block, fingertips, lift the throat up. If you're super comfortable, sit back a little bit, reach for your heels, bring the chest up, bring the thighs back over the knees. Push down to the front of the thigh, into the kneecap, into the toes. Reach the throat up and back. Throat up and back. Gaze steady at the tip of your nose. If you get dizzy, keep your chin tucked in to your chest. To come out, one hand to your hip, the other one to your hip. Let's sit back into child's pose. Balasana. Bring a block underneath your forehead. Sit back onto your heels. Come back onto your sitting up, upright. I'm going to show you a variation of child's pose. You can choose to do the variation or you can stay with the regular. Take your gentle fist, thumb to the inside of the fist. Take your fist into your hip crease and lift the flesh up. Now I'm going to go into child's pose on this side. I'm going to roll over. I'm going to reach the arm overhead, the right arm overhead now, the opposite side. This is going to release the hips and the back. You're going to release your knees, your ankles. If the block is too high for you, bring your forehead to the earth. It deepens the contraction over the fist. And you're going to try to breathe to the count of 4 into your belly here. Inhaling, and then exhale to 4. One more time, inhale to 4. Exhale to 4. Take your right hand under your right shoulder and push yourself up to seated. Switch sides. Gentle little fish known as Mushti Mudra. 4 fingers over the thumb. It's a very calming mudra. Take your fist into your right hip crease. Lift the flesh up. Knees are a little wide. Inhale, fold over into child's pose. Or just go into regular child's pose or down dog. Feel the connection of the activation of those trigger points on the right side. Releasing into the hip flexors. And then also feel the opening as you bring your left arm overhead. Push the palm flat into the earth or into your fingertips, cupping. Feel now the left hip move back. Releasing the lower back that much more. Inhale to the count of 4. Exhale to the count of 4. One more time. Inhale to 4. Pull your hips back into space. Anchor down through the top of the feet into the toenails. Exhale to 4. Take your left hand under your shoulder. Push into the hand to come to seated. Excellent. Let's go into bridge pose, and then we'll do Shavasana. Bridge pose with stacked blocks, or if you want to make it active, because it is daytime. So if you want to use your muscles, use your muscles. I'll show you both variations. I'm also going to show you the variation with a strap, because I really like this one. Excuse me. I'm going to take the strap in front of my ankles. So when I come down, you can actually like work your core here, pulling yourself down to the floor. Now my strap is around my ankles. My blocks are next to me, so they'll be convenient to pull them in or push them underneath my back. I'm going to show you the active way. I'm going to turn my heels out, toes in, pigeon toeing. My heels were like this. I'm going to turn them out. I'm going to reach back with my middle finger to touch my heels. I'm going to roll my shoulders open, external rotation of the upper arm bone. I'm going to inhale and I'm going to lift my outer hips up into bridge. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. And then I'm going to try to keep tucking those shoulders under. And notice when you tuck them under, what happens to your upper back. Your upper back, the shoulder blades pull in towards the spine and forward towards the chest. So the chest is your bridge. You'll be sort of moving towards the chin. Lengthen through the back of the neck. So this is variation one. Notice I'm walking my hands down the strap. I'm externally rotating my arms so my thumbs will open, palms open, thumbs out to the side. If you want to be a little bit more passive, you could take your block or blocks. 2 blocks is the highest. Otherwise, I'll do 1. As I lift my hips up, I place the block only on the sacrum. Low back is free. It's not touched by anything. Variation 2 with that. Notice it's just on my sacrum. Variation 3, just on the sacrum. If you're in variation 3, and you can bind your hands behind the block, you'll bind the hands behind the block. It's a really nice way to get deeper into the chest. And then work here. If you want to activate, engage or hug the butt in, lift the hips off the block, then release to the block. You're going to pick your bridge. We're going to hold it. I'll work within it for about 2 minutes. So have at it and I'll come check you out. Engage your knees and your inner thighs towards each other as if there's a block there. If you have a block, an extra block, and you want to put it between your thighs or your knees, do so. Play around with between the knees and between the thighs so you can feel which works for you best. Nice, Mary Ellen. Good, Sally. Feel your outer hips move up so that the top of your sacrum on your low back, you're lifting the top of the sacrum in towards the body. Good, and when you come down, really feel the rib cage hugging into the body, Sally. Nice. Feel your knees move down towards the heels of your feet, Mary Ellen. And spread the base of your foot. So spread all 10 toes wide. Try the block between the thighs, Mary Ellen. See if there's a little bit more action there. Yeah, I've practiced such a gentle way of yoga for such a long time because of my back injury that I have to remember that we need action, especially during the day. We need that action to wake up the mind-body connection. Wake up, fluff away, scrape away the muck. So we can't always be just so passive because then we lose it. We lose muscular integrity. So it's important to understand how to modify for that. One more time. So inhale, everybody come up. And one last time. Engage and hug the outer hips in, the outer buttocks in. Push down to the center of the heel and roll to the top of the shoulders as much as you can. Inhale and exhale. Let's hold this to the count of 5. Don't come down yet. Stay up. I saw that, Sally. Can you inhale to the belly to the count of 4 now while you're up? And exhale to the count of 4. And maybe engage Mula Bandha at the bottom of the exhalation. Now, slowly, the shoulders release first, tailbones last. Hug your knees towards your chest and gently roll from side to side. Let's counter the action of that back bend a little bit. We're going to go back to the beginning of class. Take your strap, lengthen the right leg up towards the sky. Bend the left knee. Just keep the left foot into the ground. This is Supta Padangusthasana. If you don't have your strap handy, just grab behind the leg, just to release the low back a little bit. Just nice and up. Point the toes, and then flex the toes. Point the toes, and then flex. Release that foot to the earth, lift the left leg up. You can take your strap over your toes or keep it less complicated. Just grab your hands behind your thigh and push your thigh into your hands and pull your hands towards your face. Isometric movements are key. Point your toes, flex your toes. Point your toes, flex your toes. Half happy baby here, joyful baby, or I should say full. Bend the knees to the outside of the hips. The feet are flat, facing the sky. Reach for the outside of the foot. Bend the elbows in. Variation 1. Variation 2, reach through the legs and reach your hands to the outside of the foot this way. Wrapping the arms behind the shins. Push the knees down. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Lengthen the tailbone away. So don't tuck the butt up, but rather lengthen it away. And if you want, you can rock back and forth here. Side to side with your hips. Or just stay static. This is just to release any of that back bending gripping. Bring the soles of the feet together. Find angle position on your back. Supta Baddha Konasana. Bind your hands again this time and wrap your hands behind your feet if you're able to. If you're not able to, just hold your ankles or your shins. Inhale as you exhale, pull the shins towards the hamstrings, reach the knees out. Again, if you want to rock side to side, rock side to side. Otherwise, let's all be static now. Exhale. Pull the ribs towards the earth. Pull the ribs towards the floor. Release the feet. We're going to prepare for Shavasana on our backs. If you need to take a bolster or a rolled blanket behind your knees, you could also just take your blocks under your kneecaps, like this. Let's keep it simple. Lengthen through the crown of the head. If you're feeling a little overwhelmed, place your feet into a wall. Or if you're feeling like you need to release some grief, place your feet into the wall. Just a little shimmy and wiggle through the hips here as we relax, letting go of each joint in the body. Find your quiet, find your steadiness. Inhale into the navel to the count of 4. Exhale into the face to the count of 4. Inhale into the navel to the count of 4. Exhale into the shoulders to the count of 4. Inhale into the navel to the count of 4. Exhale into the hips to the count of 4. Give yourself permission to relax the body from head to toe and toe to head. Inhale to the count of 4 through the navel. Exhale to the count of 4 through the back of the heels of the feet. As you inhale and exhale, picture yourself laying in the sun, bringing in Surya, the sun energy, solar energy, into the body. As the winds of movement happen around you, feel the warmth of the sun filling you up with vitality, creativity, energy, and breath. With every exhalation, feel the body softening into the earth below it. As you inhale again into the sun energy, Surya, embracing all the qualities of creativity that are inside of you. Feel the creative spirit filling the eyes behind the closed lids, so that you have this vision that appears before you. See the vision without gripping or attaching yourself to it. Just see the Surya, solar energy, fill it up with transformation. Through the eyes, and on the next exhalation, feel it trickling down through the whole body into the soles of the feet, the tips of the toes. So that you're giving yourself permission to see the creative vision of transformation. And now you're able to take yourself there through your feet. Become a participant in life more fully. As you inhale and exhale up and out through the crown of the head, for the next few moments in stillness, just breathe. Keeping your eyes closed, gently wiggle your fingers and your toes. Gently turn your head from side to side, nice and slowly on the breath. Bring your palms together, rub them vigorously to create some heat and warmth. And place those palms over your eyes. Open your eyes into the warmth and darkness. And wherever your fingers land, gently massage. Maybe even massaging the whole face, the whole forehead. Maybe even a little gentle tapping on the skin. Take your hand like a karate chop under your neck and just gently massage the skin under your neck and your chin with a karate chop hand. Gently massage behind the ears, up and down, and then pull your earlobes down and flick them 3 times, releasing those negative sounds that you hear. Those voices, either of people talking to you or what's in your head. Roll on over to your side. Come to a seated position. We're going to do one more round of Kapalabhati, but it's going to be a round of 20 on our breath, 20 exhalation with passive inhalation. Find a comfortable seat. Use your hand for the pumping if you need to. Otherwise, just feel the belly pulling back on the exhalation. Take a deep breath in, a full breath out. On the next exhalation, we'll begin. Inhaling, passive. Begin. Take a full breath in this time at the end of your set, and a full breath out. Place your palms up alongside your knees. Draw your elbows in, back, and down. Close your eyes. I'm going to read you a poem. The rebirth of the world. A great blue heron flies across the red face of the rising sun. Its crooked-necked, lanky body unmistakable. Nature has a way of welcoming each new day with singular grace. No 2 mornings are the same, and I'm not a mere spectator here. I am moved and changed, struck dumb by loveliness, so infused with awe and wonder at the generosity of mockingbirds and doves, pine trees and high spirits, clouds catching the first rays of sun that I struggle to find words. In the end, I give up and sit in silence, cloaked in the glow of morning and the rebirth of the world. A great blue heron flies across the red face of the rising sun, its crooked-necked, lanky body unmistakable. Nature has a way of welcoming each new day with singular grace. No 2 mornings are the same, and I am not a mere spectator here. I am moved and changed, struck dumb by loveliness, so infused with awe and wonder at the generosity of mockingbirds and doves, pine trees and high cirrus clouds, catching the first rays of sun that I struggle to find words. In the end, I give up and sit in silence, cloaked in the glow of morning and the rebirth of the world. Bring your palms together. Take a deep breath in and a complete breath out. I'm going to chant the sound of Om. You can join me or just bathe in its vibration to seal off our practice today. Full breath in, complete breath out. Once again, on the next exhalation, we'll chant. Inhaling. Om.